to you, Brad Wilcox. I'm Larissa, and I had the pleasure of getting to hear you at Zion's Camp in Kirtland. And during that talk, you told us about how you are desiring to add more salads to your diet, but you just don't have the fondness for them. And at that point, I started making a list of some salads that I would recommend, as I think there are limitless amounts of delicious salads, and I very much have become acquainted with why they're so beneficial to get in the diet. So I made some notes, and I do want to mention I really do recommend organic greens for a lot of reasons. One book I would really recommend, that I recommend to a lot of people, The Omnivore's Dilemma by Michael Pollan. It'll explain a lot about why organic is so important. And also, I'd recommend the documentary Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. It talks about nutrition and how healthy he became getting off of medication and helping to heal his illness through nutrition. As far as the greens, when it comes to spinach, for example, not only does it taste better, and celery and carrots. I didn't even used to think I liked celery until I had organic. It is another ball game. So not only do they taste better, but even the texture, like with spinach, it lasts so much longer because it's thicker and stronger. And actually, with conventional growing, they fertilize it, and it's sort of like in the same way that a lot of chickens are grown so fast and made to be so fat they can't hold their own weight up on their legs and they just collapse. It's kind of like that with the spinach. The cell walls grow so fast for the fertilizer that they don't have enough time to become strong enough to provide the proper protection from pests and whatnot. And apparently, I think it's from the nitrates that actually attracts more pests. So they're attracting more pests because of that, and then they're less able to fight them off because of not enough time to grow strong. Not to mention, it's healthier. Someone did some sort of calculation where, like, let's say you pay 30% more for the organic, but you're getting 70% more nutrition. It's actually cheaper per nutrient, you might say, to get the organic in a lot of the cases. And there are the dirty dozen to acquaint yourself with. Those are the ones where it's really important to be organic because of how they're sprayed and whatnot, versus something like, let's say, an orange, which has a peel that you take off. So if it's sprayed, it's not as big of a deal as like an apple where you eat the peel. So those are some points to consider. The Omnivore's Dilemma, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. Even Food Inc. is like a really condensed version of the Omnivore's Dilemma. I highly recommend. I mean, we do have to eat a lot. It's a big part of our lives. We might as well know a little bit about how to do so in a successful and healthy manner. Not to mention something that'll help us follow the word of wisdom. We may do pretty well staying away from the big bad no-nos, but I recently came across a church article from a nutritionist about the things we should be doing more of, like eating more vegetables and plants, and meat when we have to, not just all the time, every day with every meal, because we can. So, some salads that I would recommend. There's one that is so delicious. It's an Italian salad. The base is oranges. I like navel oranges. It's got fresh tomato, sun-dried tomato, olives, like the good multicolored olives, not just the black olives, capers, a bit of onion, fresh roasted pepper, which turns out it's actually much easier to make than I originally thought. You just can put it in the toaster oven and peel off the skin. Garlic and spices, and you can do different kinds of dressing, like a pink vinaigrette or something. Different vinaigrettes would be great, but somehow the oranges, I don't know what it is about the salad, but the oranges and even the mix of that and the olives, I normally don't even like sun-dried tomato, but that roasted pepper is so good. I mean, it's just one of my favorites. It's almost like dessert. It's just so good. So oranges, fresh tomato, sun-dried tomato, olives, capers, onion, roasted pepper, garlic, spices, some kind of vinaigrette. They use some people, one recipe calls for a Chianti dressing. If you boil off that ingredient, that could work. There is a very popular health food store found around the country, and they have a salad with greens or spinach. It's a pink or balsamic vinaigrette, and it's on the sweet side. It's got pecans and goat cheese. Now, I do recommend goat cheese where I don't support conventional dairy from cows, especially the way they're raised and treated and all the hormones, etc. But goat cheese, they're usually eating the right things. I support that as well as sheep cheese. It also has dried cranberries, and it might have had pear in it, and you can use maple syrup to sweeten the balsamic. So, greens, spinach, pink or balsamic vinaigrette, pecans, goat cheese, dried cranberries. You could put some pear in there, and if you want, you could put maple in the balsamic to sweeten it. Another salad has greens. I like mixed greens. Sometimes, you think sometimes that spinach has iron in the highest amount given the old Popeye cartoons, but some of the mixed greens actually end up having more iron and variety of vitamins. So I like that. I like the herb mix, which has some kind of different taste in it, but I enjoy it. This one has greens, pink vinaigrette or burgundy vinaigrette, pine nuts, yum, 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 green apples, craisins. Some people would do gorgonzola. I think I would switch that to goat cheese or sheep feta cheese. But it's, fairly simple, but the pine nuts and green apples and craisins just, and you could even substitute pecans for the pine nuts if the pine nuts are too expensive. But you can take simple ingredients, and the side salads you get at restaurants are usually just like a little bit of lettuce. In some Asian restaurants, it's just like lettuce and dressing. Some basic salads are like a couple of cherry tomatoes that maybe past their prime, and some cucumber if you're lucky, maybe some onion. But that's not really exciting. That's like the kind of salad you might get, at a rest stop on the highway. But if you get some of these salads, they're not even really, I wouldn't call them gourmet, but they just have such good flavors. You mix it together, so good. I think you'll end up loving salad. There was some picture, I think I put it in my Instagram, that there's a guy, a very, manly guy saying, salad is like the ultimate man food. You just throw a bunch of food in a bowl and you eat it. No prep, no decorating, no special sprinkling of anything. You just throw it in a bowl and eat it. So, I recommend those things. I hope that you can enjoy salad as much as I do. I hope you can feel the benefits of the salad and feel as good as I have from the increased salad intake. And I thank you again so much for your talk in Kirtland. I can't wait till the next time I get to see one of your talks. So thank you so much, and please keep up the good work, and may you eat so many salads that you stay healthy forever and stay with us to keep educating us and entertaining us and giving us the great messages that you do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending lots of love to you and your family. Thank you again for sharing that story with me of you and your wife and the recommendations you have. I just ended up teaching a lesson at Institute that had that same triangle that you mentioned. So, you hear things enough times, you think it's true. I love that meme I saw that says, chase God as fast as you can, and if someone keeps up, introduce yourself. So, thank you for your wise advice. Good luck with the salads. I'll send some more information in an email. Thanks so much.